What's up, guys? Welcome back to Cooter's Garage. In this episode, we start our 5.3 budget build, and we take a junkyard $500 5.3 and make it look like something you'd order out of a catalog. So the goal with this is to show people that are just starting in the LS platform or trying to get into the LS platform that you can do it for cheap and still have fun. You don't have to go spend $10,000 building a race car motor and buying all this fancy stuff. Although the Holly Terminator is pretty fancy, but I also feel like it's pretty run-of-the-mill basic LS swap stuff. It's also pretty user-friendly. If you know a little bit about what you're doing, you can get just about any engine to run fairly easily. We won't be needing this anymore. I'll just cut it. And this guy obviously wasn't going to run the knock sensors anymore because he got rid of the wiring harness. We won't run them either. Although it probably would have saved the 6-liter. That's okay. They did a pretty good job cleaning this thing though. Let's get the pan off of it and see if it has Gen 4 rods or not. It's already loose. Hopefully they didn't mess anything up in here. Oh, we gotta. I don't know what that's for. Never seen one of those before. They didn't even put an oil pan gasket back on it. But this all looks brand new. Maybe it's just a really low mild motor. Alright, well, we got the pan off of it. Everything in this looks really low miles. Do have a little bit of carbon built up on the bottom of the pistons, but nothing terrible. It does have Gen 3 press pin rods, but that's okay. The 6-liter had them too, and I'd rev that thing to 6,800 without any problems. push rods on this side are way cleaner than the push rods on the other side. That's a little weird. I wonder if this side's new. It's a good possibility that a shop did somewhat of a rebuild on this and it came back with a problem, and instead of just doing it again, they just replaced the whole engine. So there might be something wrong with this. I don't know. We'll find out. Just gonna do kind of like a little leak down test. Okay, that is a problem. Having some valve issues. Uh-oh. We might be doing heads and gaskets on this thing. That's why it's better to just get it out of a running and driving vehicle. Because that's not going to hold any compression, like at all. And it's going to have a backfire issue. We'll have to figure that problem out. Let's see, maybe we can, maybe that valve's got some junk in it. Plug this. Take this. This isn't the right way, but this is how we're going to do it. Just had a little junk in it. The exhaust one does too. Fixed. Intake's still leaking a little. Fixed. That's what one cylinder of exhaust sounds like. Let's check the rest of them. Oops. Now if you get this, if you get your engine out of a running and driving vehicle, you wouldn't have to do this. But this motor sat for a long time, and it's apparently got a bunch of gunk in the valves. I could tell when I was rolling it over that it didn't have a lot of compression, and that right there is exactly why. $500 junkyard 5.3, been sitting a while. Valves aren't sealing up, they're full of trash. We'll clean them out. No, this isn't the right way to do it, but this is how we're doing it, and it's working. Exhaust side's leaking a little too. This is a good visual representation of what your exhaust does. Good and clean. Going. Let's help it. Give it a little. Ta-da! Anybody who's ever had to pull one of these knows how big of a pain in the butt they are. I just cut this cool plate on my plasma table. Needs to have a little bit deeper engagement, but just converts your normal harmonic balancer puller to a LS puller. You can use the 3-jaw style, but those suck too, trying to get them to line up and stay together and pull the pulley at the same time. It's just a pain. This was way easier. It almost didn't make it though. I'll design a better one, and then for those that want one, I'll sell them. Well, it's got the stock oil pump in it still. We are going to pull that off there just to realign the timing tabs when we put the cam back on it. You're supposed to shim these gears to have them set right when you put them back on the crank snout, so that you don't wear the oil pump out. But we're not gonna. Stick this on there just to roll the motor over. Nope. Never mind. That won't work either. Almost lost the flex plate bolt. Let's see if we can do it with the cam. Dangerous. Nope. I'm not gonna do that either. We'll use the forbidden method. The torque to yield bolt that you're not supposed to reuse, that we're also going to reuse. Oh well. All right, so we got the motor flipped over upside down so that the lifters will fall into the trays that hold them in the block, so that we can pull this cam out. Because if you just left the motor up the right way and tried to pull the cam, it would let the lifters fall out of the bores, and then you have bigger problems and you have to pull the heads. And cam's looking pretty good. Just like that, cam is out. Professionals would replace the cam bearings, but we're also not going to do that, because there's a good chance we're just going to blow this motor apart. Unless it's somehow magically the little engine that could. Thomas the Train. Two for two on the new tool. All right, guys, we're having a little bit of a technical difficulty. I tried to upload the first part of this budget 5.3, and the video is too long. we're at 23% after 24 hours of trying to upload it. So I'm going to split it into part 1 and part 2. And part 2 is just going to start right back where we left off. So if you want to watch the rest of it, go to part 2. Thanks for watching, guys.